Greetings. Today in my Ignite talk, I would like to talk about cultural responsibilities in business perspective. I do apologize for not having the PowerPoint on the live YouTube, so please bear with me as I begin to discuss the foremost of business responsibility, the cultural responsibility in the business perspective. In the time of our forefathers, we are living in the extraordinary of a new age where there is everything that is heard of and talked about, such as with social blog media and so forth. Understanding the reality of the world we live in, with the business world and in international goods, we distribute many prospects, such as the attributes when it comes down to technology and physicality of with the unique way of adapting to the business world and other parts of the world, such as the Dow Jones Industries and so forth. Okay, bias versus prejudice mind frame, where we often say that I wouldn't do business with these type of people, or I wouldn't do business with this group of people. But in that perspective, to say that we have to understand who we are and what we ought to accomplish, we have to put away all biases and prejudice to in order to meet the satisfactory of the company. Being one with the world outside our own. As sociologists explain that we often take the world for granted if we don't acknowledge the different attributes of the world which we live in, due to the fact that we are ignorant of our own prejudice and our own lack of integrity to get to know the situation from a perspective. With a business perspective, understanding and being tolerant of different races and different cultures. Tolerance in the business world. As often as Americans, we're not used to eating certain foods, or adjusting to certain aspects, or adjusting to different portions of the situation, such as that we're not used to or accustomed to. How can we adapt in different cultures in the business world? Well, that's simple. Money is everything, so we have to make money to live off of. But in a sense, money is our main concern. But we often at times don't understand the outside or the culture norms. Private sector and the business perspective and the public perspective. Let's see, in the business perspective, there's secondary and there's primary. Where I work at, we have the business perspective as a private sector of the company that I work for is Kraft and Heinz Company, where they're secondary versus primary a custom. And it's globalized around the world. What can we expect in the business? Well, what we can expect and what we can accomplish in the world that we live in today. In a sense, we have to understand, what do we have the idea of with failure in international business? So that's simple. We must accept our failures and move forward, and also understand the theologic of the business. Failure to success. Well, the failure is often we can accommodate through failure, but yet we cannot accommodate through success. That's my philosophy. Why should we fail? To learn from our mistakes and know not to do them again. The stereotypes of success. People think that success comes overnight, but really it doesn't. It takes time and practice. Why should we talk about the business world to the younger generation, so they can be immune and accustomed to what's going on in the world that we live in today? Why? What do I think about the business world? It's very simple. We need it, and we have to be around it. Why cultures are different tolerated in the business world? Because we have to be tolerant and acceptable to different prospects. our business world. It's just simple and it's plain